members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. Today is a very exciting episode, this live. I know it's the weekend. I know it's an Easter holiday that's coming up tomorrow as we celebrate our resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. So don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this most holy of weeks here at the end of here. But a cool thing about today is it's my 3-year anniversary today. So I've been on YouTube for 3 years today now. I started March 30th of 2021. I have not missed a day in 3 years. This is my 1,000, I believe it's 57th day in a row without missing a day of work. And I put out over 4,400 videos in that time frame. Some would call me insane. I say I'm very diligent and I respect my audience enough to be here every day. Today we're going to talk about a few different things. There's a story floating around about XRP or Ripple, the possibility of them selling 3.2 billion XRP. So I wanted to tackle that head on here. I even put it in my headline because I didn't want everybody to be distracted by the price action, even though we see that we're about 1.55% down. We failed to garner any attention after that little rally that we foresaw from earlier, but unfortunately we got rejected again, broke the short-term expansion zone, and I'm going to be very transparent and show you how it is now going to end up breaking down just a tiny bit, and we're going to have to try again here at the bottom of the zone. We worked into an expansion zone. I've now deleted the expansion zone away because it is not relevant anymore. As much as we wanted it to bounce off it earlier, unfortunately, we got a rejection earlier, and that expansion zone's off. We're not below. We're still not below the main pivot point here on this mid-tier handle support / resistance, but we broke down the thesis that we could be, remember from earlier? This was the thesis that if we could have stayed in here, we could have continued on, and that could have been like an expansion zone. Well, it's actually a little bit farther back, but unfortunately, for our thesis, we came down and I deleted it right when it broke this support here at 621 because now it tells me that it's actually opened up the wider pattern. And this is something we talked about when the rally had first started. If we fail to garner enough tension out of here, we could be drawing ourselves out for, at best, even if it breaks down farther, we could have a situation where now we have to retest this ascending triangle support. Because if you look, we came around support, up, support, resistance. Now it calls for another hit on support if this pattern's going to hold. We know what's going to happen if we break down. If we lose this and this, we wanted to break out because these are typically, when you start to go in this ascending formation at the end here, and it's been since all the way back here, these are typically can end up playing out as bearish reversals, and we don't want that. We don't want this to go boom, 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 down, because then we know we're coming to at least 50 cents, but there could be more downside if we weren't, well, there would be more downside if we don't hold the handle support. But right now, I don't even want to talk about the bearish side of town until we get over there. I always show the optics, but understand still, we're still within this very big formation. If we do break down this level, which it looks like we are right now, it just means we're going to have to come back and retest this uptrend again. And that's right around 604. Until that breaks, we don't have to break any farther to the downside. But if it does break, remember this. Remember the problem with this. If it were to break, inverted head, inverted left shoulder, inverted head, inverted right shoulder. If this were to break down, you invalidate this, it's over. If this gets invalidated, we're going down to probably 50 cents. The only stopping ground in between would be 55. So if this structure breaks and fails to garner that 18% move, you're going to get the same reaction to the downside. And we cover both sides, but it's not something that's pretty. We don't necessarily want this to play out like this. I don't. I mean, I actually, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm holding anyhow, but I'd prefer for it to move up. But if we did have a downward break, even this breaking out of this suggests 52.9 cents. And the handle support underneath is just a hop, skip, and a jump from there. And that's right here at 50 cents. So it's either this pattern continues to stay bullish, but we do have some dynamics to talk about now. As I've said, the closer we get to the first, the more I worry. Remember this morning I said for leverage traders, I would not take out leverage, it would be spot. We're getting too close to the first, even though until this breaks down, it's still bullish. It's still bullish till this breaks down. But with the illusion and the reality of the XRP or Ripple dumping their 1 billion from escrow, that's definitely something to be said. What I want to do real quick, I'm gonna take a quick shot here. I had to look through my house to find any kind of liquor at all, and I found something from last 4th of July. Actually, it's Jack Daniels. It was some of this apple cider. I don't even know, but it's literally there's 2 shots left of it. I wasn't gonna buy any liquor, but I seen it in the house. So cheers to all of you. Thank you all so much for the 3-year anniversary. We're going to get through not only the technical analysis, we're going to get through Bitcoin, but we're also going to talk about XRP healthcare. As right now, it's still currently up about 13.3%, pulling back just a tiny bit, but it's up better than 130% since we started talking about it 10 days ago, or since I told everybody that the buy signal was ready. And it's just, these are the reasons why it makes it so important for me to be here every day. Like, yes, XRP is not doing well in terms of a lot of these other bull market rallies that we've had. But there are some optics here to be watching. Doge reversed almost 6% from its rally. IOTA's down better than 4. Shiba's down almost 4. Algo's down almost 2.2, almost 3% now. So, but the point is with XRP, this is a wait and see game now. Because with all of the optics, well, DGB is nice because we own DGB and it's up 7.3%. But that's not a surprise. We knew DGB was close, but it could very well get hindered here. We don't know, but we'll go over DGB a little bit at the end. But it's nice to see some of our stuff running. So a lot of people say XRP costs them money. XRP is a pile of horse shit. You know, it's the reason why they don't make any money, and that's why they dumped it. It's like, I'm sorry, but don't be like that. XRP, you've got the chance to accumulate, and you've also got the chance to watch it play out over time. But that's also why I own 13 other assets in crypto alone. Because I know the reality. It's not just one token. But the ultimate for me in the ecosystem is XRP, because it's what allows the XRP ledger to do what it needs to do. And it's also branded me XRP Healthcare. There's a lot of things that don't meet the eye about what we do here. But when you start to pay attention day after day, you're like, holy shit, we're making a lot of money here, not even with XRP. And then you add in what we've made with XRP since 21, it makes your head want to blow up. But I can guarantee we've probably made more cumulatively, I guarantee it, with our other assets than we have with XRP. It's probably 3-to-1. And that, it's pretty remarkable when you think about that, but it's true because we've had so many swing trades on other things. So many things we're able to bounce into and understand the technology or what's coming in the future, like with XRP Healthcare, that yes, I understand that XRP makes it frustrating, but the most frustrating thing is reading the comments from people who act like XRP is the only thing to own. When if you've listened to anything we're trying to preach here, or what the ISO and IoT stands for, and also the precious metals and commodities and being your own central bank and the fact we're going digital, you should have much more on the table than just XRP. For me, I started my crypto ventures in XRP because I seen the rally that was about to happen and I understood it. So I bought into XRP, and within a month and a half, 2 months, I made 15 grand. And within a 9-day period, it went from 59 cents to $1.98. I bought at 47 on average and sold at $1.66. So it set me up to buy all these assets. It set me up. I have a $7,000 invested, roughly $7,300 in crypto, but I had 15 grand that I took out. What was it? About 12,000, 11,500, because I put in precious metals when it was lower. And I have a little thing that I bounce back and forth. So I also have commodities that ended the week very well. B2 Gold, Newmont Mining, and First Majestic all ended the week very nicely. Gold's up at all-time highs. Silver's getting ready for a huge breakout. And it's just, once you start to balance it all, it's, yeah, XRP sucks. It's down 1.5%. But then I start looking around and it's like, hey, DGB's up 7.8%. Does that mean that this could be kind of a bear trap, as we've been talking about with crypto? Because until these patterns break down with not just XRP, but also Bitcoin, very well could be setting up as a bear trap. But let me get through the intro, because after this, because I tried to hit the analysis very quickly here before we get this rolling, because today we've got a lot more than usual to talk about when it comes to news, as we have this that's been circulating that's causing a little bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD. because nothing about this is even, to me, this doesn't even, there's not even a possibility they're going to have to sell that many, because this fine is probably going to be lowered by who knows how much, but they're not going to be able to find any investors that are going to stand behind the SEC and tell them, oh, it's because of the institutional sales that we lost money. So to demand a fine based on it doesn't even make sense. But the Coinbase ruling was interesting that we found out about yesterday. And well, not even just yesterday, but we've gotten a lot more information today. And then the national attack on XRP has been pretty astounding here. The media has just went a full assault on XRP. From Charles Gasparino to a few others, Fox News, the national media, they're all starting to push this narrative about Ripple. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. So we've got a lot to cover here. And then this is what happens with the U.S. court ruling, the impact on XRP's lawsuit. It touches on, will they overturn Judge Annalisa Perez's ruling? And this is Charles Gasparino, again, assaulting XRP and its holders. He came out a couple days ago and said if you own XRP, it's gonna make you broke, which again makes your head want to blow up, because so if you own XRP, it makes you a dumb investor. Is that what's going on? We don't know how to invest in other things. Like, even if XRP went bankrupt, I'd be far from being broke. Yeah, it would suck, but it would be far from being broke. My other assets would clean it up. But still, that's not what I'm looking for. If XRP goes down, there's a reason, and it could have a wider implication. So with that being said, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. I have no idea how many people will be here today because it is the day before Easter. I anticipate kind of a mixed reaction in the crowd tonight. There's been a lot of negativity around circulating with the media attention, which means the simpleton, no offense, if you are one, are going to push the national narrative and be very negative. So you'll start to see, just like they do with politics, they can do it with your favorite asset as well. So good evening, 6:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, March 30th, 2024. I'm XRP future millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So before I get into the comments, cheers to each and every one of you. Salute. To be honest with you, that may be the first bit of liquor or alcohol I've drank in the entire new year. The only other time I can even think of having any alcohol would be when Michigan won the national championship, and I believe I did a shot with old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. So no, the second time. That one was the sweetest shot I've had since, well, we're not talking about 97 because I was underage, but it's the sweetest shot I had in a long time. So let's get into the comments. 118 people watching. Very due diligence here. Very proud of everybody for being here. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. By you hitting that like button will allow our live to continue to grow. Simply because when you hit that like button, YouTube recommends the live. And what that means is we start showing up in more feeds because it's recommended. So when you scroll through your YouTube, you will get you'll be alerted. Yeah, I did. I changed the time back by a couple minutes because I got a little busy with my son, Crypto Night. So I had no choice but to change it back by a couple minutes. Dodger, Simon, welcome in, and thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That is my face superimposed on there. I greatly appreciate that from both of you. Really, I do. EB, welcome in. Dodger says he has great info. Unfortunately, not a lot of info. Has great info. Unfortunately, not a lot of info on how things work on his YouTube page. I have just asked when I could figure out a live was happening. My notification don't seem to work. Yeah, and you're talking about not a lot of info on YouTube. Yeah, because it doesn't show. He has great info. Unfortunately, not a lot of info on how things work on his YouTube page. I mean, I don't know what you mean. YouTube recommends the live. I have no. And when you commented on a recent comment, I actually said I'll be live, but I can't, I do read the post and I try to answer as best I can. Yeah, Dodger, I do the best I can, but I do get shadow banned by YouTube, but I do come on every single day at 6:30 p.m. and I read the comments the best I can. Oh, my times when I was live, I got you. No, I know you're not dissing. I was trying to read through this on the fly. I know you're not dissing. I don't want it to sound like you are. No, no, I was trying to answer your question the best I can think in my head of what's going on. But yeah, I changed the time back by a couple minutes because my son came out here. But there's not a lot of info. No, no, I didn't have a lot of info on YouTube about it. That's for sure. But I'm always live before the daily close. I try to get on around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wales, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the emoji badge or the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News badge. I appreciate that. Marvelous, Nick Morales, AI Vids, welcome in. Still waiting for 53 cents. You could get it. We're not out of the neck of the woods yet. We're not out of that neck of the woods yet because we haven't been able to breach over and hold the support right now of this mid-tier handle support. I mean, it keeps being a resistance, and we do have the current formation that's holding us up, but we'll go over that today as well. Jordan Langan, welcome in, and thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for 1 month. I greatly appreciate that with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. He says, I'm officially off of Coinbase, figured it out. Happy anniversary, Sir Tom. I'm so glad you figured it out, Jordan. As we know, there's a lot of stuff happening with Coinbase. As we talked yesterday, and it's showing that the Fed's going after them pretty hardcore for money laundering. And if you remember anything about Ripple with XRP1, they got in a boatload of trouble back in 2012 and 13 for the exact same thing. So I can only imagine how they're going to deal with the exchange. That's not even a single entity. You're talking about an exchange that has the power of all the money in the books. So that's a scary situation. AI Vid says, I'm buying XRPH. Yeah, I've got over 40,000 tokens now. Yesterday, I made another obscene purchase when it had that cut down. It was like 3.3 or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I'm topping it off because I'm staking it for 20%. So I'm just having a ball buying it. But like I said, it's kind of a interesting thing here because I don't really want it to go up right now. I wanted it to wait. I wanted to keep accumulating. I was trying to get to, some obscene amount, like 100,000 or 50,000 even. Right now I'm at 40,000 with like a 2.7 average on roughly 2.8 maybe. And I just don't want it to keep going up. In the UK, very simple. Back off now in the video description below and or pinned comments. XRPH you can buy on MEXC. It's where I did. I already had an account in the USA here before they stopped accepting new users. So very simple. You can buy it on MEXC and you have the cheapest spot fees known to man. They have a lot of promotions all the time with no spot fees. Unfortunately, in the USA, if you're new, you can't use it without a VPN. But if you have a VPN, I highly encourage MEXC to buy it. I've been trying to convince BITUNIX through their customer service, and I encourage everybody on BITUNIX to try to do the same. Every single day, I've been beating down their doors for the last fucking 10 days now to try to get them to list it. And they're getting sick of me. They keep saying, Mr. Speaker, this is customer service. We can only do so much. I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. Nobody in the USA's got the connection, and we could bring a lot of business to your platform if you could just do it. Always got to use the dollars against them. So hopefully maybe something will happen there. JW, welcome in, and thank you so much for the happy 3-year anniversary. I greatly appreciate that. And also for you being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Sean Crothers, welcome in, my main man from Maine. Hopefully you're having a blessed evening this evening. And thanks for being a mod. Mark Caston, Simon B53, and Bob Bertner. Thank you all so much, and thanks for the congratulations and the happy anniversary. And thank all three of you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Sure is the ground I'm standing on. And as Bob is watching me now, that's my face superimposed on there. Marvelous, welcome, and you don't cost 99% of what you use whenever you first start. You don't cost 99% of what you used to whenever you first started. Oh, yeah. I got what you're saying. I cost 99% less than I used to when I started in 21. That is very true. That is very true. Messy with the... Welcome in. XRP Stu, welcome in. Thank you so much. John Hall, welcome. Marvelous, thank you so much for that. Moza here, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. ATK, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Mark Smith, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the emoji badge of Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. And thank you for the happy anniversary. 3 years here on YouTube, by the way. Today, never a day off. 1,057 days roughly in a row. 4,400 videos. No wonder my voice is gone. JBHK, welcome in and thanks for the happy anniversary. Mario Luis Williams, welcome. Mario Luis Williams. I think that's right. Probably not, but at least it sounds cool. Mark Caston, welcome in. Cheers to you as well, my friend, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. EB, Jack, Alan, welcome in, and thank you all so much for the congrats. Jack Smith, Marvin, Alan, Miev, welcome. Hello to you, sir. My good friend here that I've been seeing more and more each and every day. I love seeing it. Jack Smith, welcome in. If you didn't do YouTube, what other hobby would you do? Oh, I do a lot of hobbies. If I didn't do YouTube, though, my hobby would be I would have a station right now on precious metals. That's that simple. I would have a precious metals and commodity station, and it would do very well. I just don't want to put it in 2 different stations. I want to put everything I've got, my heart and my soul, into this station. So that's why I still talk about the precious metals and that kind of things. But I don't do as much as I used to. I broke my back when I was 23 years old, and I've got issues. So I try to keep it close to the vest, but I like to work out and stuff too that I do religiously and that kind of stuff. So, but I think I would have a station on precious metals and commodities. I have so much knowledge. It's sickening. Good question. Dodger, who uses MEXC? How do you fund your account? I did a test transfer from Uphold to MEXC. Everything went well, but how credit card or bank transfer? See, I didn't even do a KYC on MEXC, so I can only transfer from exchange to exchange. In the USA, I don't have an option to deposit money from a bank account. So that was never an option. That was never an option for me, to be honest with you. So if anybody else has an answer, for the USA, we can. It's that simple. You can't. Maurice Billoke, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge, me being abducted by aliens. A lot of people giving good knowledge about when I go live. I love it. Puentes, the Gatman, thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. The Gatman, thank you so much for the happy good third anniversary. And FE for life, sir, I thank you for that. He says XRPH was a beautiful call. And what did I promise my audience? The reason I didn't talk about it before and why I told everybody to get on it. For 10 months, I've watched this guy since March, maybe longer, since it got released on this exchange. And I started watching the technicals because a lot of influencers started talking about it. And it was really ironic because they all disappeared and fell off the map. And I understand why. They talked about it. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I became aware of this in May of last year, so 10 months. And when they were pushing it, it was right around 15 to 17 cents. It actually I moved to like 15, 16, and then it dropped like a rock in that monthly. But they were all talking about it right here. And I said, I can't talk about this to the audience right now. No one's going to listen to me. And then if they do, they're all going to buy it, and they're going to be down 80 fucking % before it even starts. Excuse my French. So I waited, and I said I almost talked about it here. It was very close. I nearly started talking about it here back in November. But I like the expansion zone. As everybody knows, I am in love with the expansion zone, and it's my own lingo. But I consider this the expansion zone of any asset. So we were down, created a formation, and I finally could see it right here. The expansion started from here, and then we had this little wick down here that hit. That's your expansion zone. What is going on here? Why does it look like that? That got moved. I don't know what is. Oh, yeah. The expansion zone right here. So it hit this, and this is where we finally had a little consolidation. See, when I started talking about it, it's so weird. Because when I started talking about it a couple weeks ago, it was nowhere where it's at. That wick was down here. Where's this at? That wick, it looks so weird now in the monthly because it's so broken out. But when I talked about it, the wick was a squeeze. It was a long leg doji, and it was below 2.5. And then we seen it come all the way back down to like 2 cents. And when I talked about it, I never came back down to 1.6 where it was at, or 1.7. I started buying at 1.9 all the way to 2.8. And then I even bought some. I'll show you what I bought yesterday again. Only because I wanted to get to over 40,000. But this candle now has exploded. It's exploded. The volume hasn't necessarily exploded, but this is a hell of a reversal candle. And like I said before, if we end this monthly and we're up here towards 4, 5, 4, 6, even if we're up higher now, you're talking about a monthly engulfing candle that is super bullish. The technical target here, I didn't bust any chops. 5.8 cents is the technical target on a breakout from that pattern. You get on top of that, holy sh... We could be... It's not that we could have. We have stumbled, and not just stumbled because it's on the ledger, but we have stumbled our way in, and I only say it because we stumbled our way in at the perfect time. We didn't overplay our hand. We didn't overanalyze it. I didn't even talk about it until it was ready to break. Hasn't anybody noticed I have a knack of talking about things the moment, not making you wait weeks and months, the moment something's about to boom. And now you can see this pattern's evolved. We came down here, but what ended up happening here is this was the actual formation. We just, with short-term evidence, we had to look at the ascending possibility. It created something even more beautiful than that. It really did. I mean, look at this. It's busted out bullish out of this formation. Right off the 200-day and the 30-minute. You could not ask for anything better. And the funny thing is remember the technical target from down here? Watch what it ends up being. Technical analysis, when you understand it, asset doesn't matter. Stock market, Forex, commodities, doesn't matter. When you understand it, it's a beautiful thing. And we know where our technical target, where we drew it up at from the start. But I'm okay with lowering that just a little bit and having the expansion zone, because now we know the first real target should be around 556. So what I do, I'm not afraid to draw this in. I'm very happy to draw this in because now I've got both targets from the short-term formation that was created, and then the speculative target from the pattern breakout. So it's all speculative after all. I'm speculating of how far it can go. But now I have the short-term target from the ascending formation, and there's a reason why I'm excited about this token. This is trying to get out ahead of a I think it's 3.7 or $3.2 trillion industry by 2031. Right now it's at about 1.2 trillion or 1.4 trillion. That's the digital pharmacy slash medical care, urgent care, prescription coverage. It's getting out ahead of something that's becoming more booming when they don't want you to go to the doctor anymore. They would rather you do it over digital. So it's something, only 100 million total circulating supply. Only 35 million will ever reach the exchange. I think it's something like 4 million have reached it so far in total. Massive exchanges have yet to list it. So if an exchange ever lists it, like let's just say a Binance or a Coinbase or one of them that demands that much attention just look out. This is one where you're bona fide. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't meet the eye here, and I wish more people would talk about it now that it's in a proper zone. But not before. Now you'll get people that'll probably talk about it when it's up 150% in the last couple days. Maybe I haven't even looked. But I'd rather people talk about it when it's in a buying zone, the accumulation phase. That's why I'm a little disappointed. Yes, it has a very big recent partnership in Africa. Jason, we went over the white papers. I know you've seen it not too long ago that talked about that partnership. The whole point of this was they were trying to get ahead of a third world problem, and then it expanded into the USA very quickly. Now it's accepted at over 60,000 pharmacies as well. And if you don't even have healthcare or pharmacy coverage, like I don't, I'm my own business. I don't have healthcare from a company. So a prescription card, by me staking and doing that on their wallet, I have a prescription card now that can cover up to 80%. And it's accepted at 60,000 different places in the USA. Pharmacies, CVS, Rite Aid, and it's exciting. That's what I'm talking about. But it's so exciting. When we watch XRP struggle, but we have the understanding of that it's more than just XRP, but XRP is our main holding. And it doesn't even have to be by dollar amount. It's just your main holding or my main holding because it's what brings this all together. But now we're in the expansion zone still. So remember with XRPH when we got to the expansion zone? This is when I get excited. It doesn't mean it's going to break out. But if it breaks out of the expansion zone, your short-term target, it's a very short target as a matter of fact. But you have that immediate kick up. And I love doing this technical analysis. I love doing this every single day. Like, a lot of people ask me why I put myself through all this stress. It's not stress. Like, if you're stressed out by being in crypto, you're in the wrong space. Like, I live and die by this. I love it. Whether it goes up or down, the feeling I get from watching this and understanding the next chapter in history, if you understand what I understand, and I think some of you do understand what I understand because you know what I know and I know what you know, if that makes sense, I think you're pretty excited. I think it's the ones who don't pay attention and I have a plan. See, when you don't have a plan, it's very easy to be, intimidated. It's very easy to be, maybe tricked or manipulated, yada, yada, yada. When you have a plan and you understand what's going to happen, and it's just basic price movements now, it makes it a lot more exciting. Dodger says, live in riches, USDT is Tether token. Don't you have to sell that? Let's see. Don't you have to sell that too, then buy whatever you want? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Yeah. Live and riches, that's a great idea. Yeah, you do have to sell it, but guess what, everybody? If you send USDT from an exchange, that's another way to send it over without paying the fee of buying other cryptos. He's actually very smart. He's using USDT from Coinbase. That forces him not to have to buy another crypto and pay a fee, and then he can send it over for whatever the tether fee is, which it's not very much. It's not very much. It's more than XRP, but then again, that can be offset by not having to purchase crypto in the first place. So absolutely, you can send USDT from another exchange. That's one of my suggestions to people. You can send it from other exchanges. That's absolutely a great idea. Yep, it says right now, that's an excellent point. I'll pull up my XRP wallet right now. This is something I'm very happy about. And the fact that you can stake, right now I'm staking 20% for 6 months. I get 23.07 XRPH per day. I have 41,524.65 XRPH staked. 15,905,862.37 XRPH are staked right now. And then if you do it for 1 year, you get 25%. But I wanted to do it for a 6-month period. I like to do it 6 months at a time. Re-up it for 6 months, compound that 20% gain in 6 months. So then instead of waiting a year, I can do it every 6 months. And if you figure out the math, there are some benefits to it. There's also some disadvantages of it as well. So that's just my own personal thing. And if you sell early, just like on anything else, if you take out a government bond and you get out of it, there's a penalty. There's a 10% penalty if you get out before the 6 months. 12.5% penalty, which is standard. It's a 50% fee basically on top, or basically attacking what you would have got for staking, because you're guaranteeing them to be able to hold it. If you unstake it during a guaranteed period, that's breaking a contract. So understand. I don't want to say long term how far XRPH can go. I stick to the shorter targets because it was real. I predict about 6.2 cents likely is where it's going to end up in the short term. If it continues to play bullish, there can absolutely be more consolidations. The first move before 6.2, you're going to get 5.6 in the 5.8 range. This is where you have to go over. You stake it right on their wallet. If you go on the App Store, XRP Healthcare, you type in, they have their own wallet. It also has where you get your prescription card, and I did not do any kind of KYC or nothing like that, so you don't have to do that. No, it's a fixed rate. It doesn't fluctuate based on price. The only way you get per day changes is if you add more to it. If you add more to the staking, then you get more. It does not fluctuate per day. It's just a standard 20%, and it equals out per day. It breaks it down per day for the 6-month period based on how much XRPH you have. I have not seen anything that suggests that it has anything to do with the pricing, which I know a lot of staking is based on what the price is on other platforms, but this is through their own wallet. 250 at end of 24. No. I don't want to talk like that. Like, that's a ridiculous. But I mean, this has a long ways to go to catch up from this downturn. You first got to break over this first short target. So I love all the interest in XRP Healthcare, mainly because it's on the ledger. I see a lot of people that will talk about things from the Stellar network and things from other, like the Solana networks and other things. or Ethereum's network, or Matic, and all these other ones. I like to have it in the ecosystem of XRP, though. There's a reason why. I believe that their ecosystem and what you can do for a developer, when it comes to what the developers think about XRP, or the Ripple and the XRP ledger, they like it. The only discrepancy you've had one developer leave the ledger because they were dissatisfied how Ripple pushes things on the market through the escrow dumps. But what they're not realizing is, and let's be honest, me and you, can we all talk here? When we take our second shot, can we talk for 1 minute? Let's be real. If Ripple dumped, let's be honest, if Ripple dumped that whole 40 billion plus tokens on us right now instead of doing the escrow dump every month, we'd be fucked. All of us. We would depreciate by no less than 40 to 50% overnight. And that's just the depreciation you would think, but when you put it all together, we would probably be under 1 cent right now. I'm not even joking. If they dumped it all right now on us, we'd be under 1 cent. I guarantee it. That's not even debatable. Guarantee it. There's not enough seller demand. There's not enough trading bots in the world to be able to work that out. Those GSR trading bots are going to have to work overtime. So we should just be appreciative that they're doing it in monthly installments. Yeah, it sucks, but the price barely fluctuates from that. I dare say we're going to see hopefully a rally happen first, like we typically do. And then most of the time on the escrow dump, what typically happens, it just comes back down to where it was at. We're still teasing a breakout here. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Oh, see, that's where you're wrong. Somebody says it wouldn't happen again. My friend, if they dump 40 billion onto the market, you really think that the Ripple CEOs and all of them aren't going to start dumping their own when it starts to eke back up, knowing that they have all of the other ones on the market? I dare say it could have had a big crash before they even dump it on the market, because every big whale and holder is going to dump everything they own. One thing of concern here is the fact that the XRP wallets that are increasing are the whales. Retail is not. Retail's shrinking, which means that we're at the demanding hand and the push of a button from a whale. This is what makes it scary. You're going to find it hard-pressed to find a token with this supply size that is owned by so many whales outside of retail. Even Doge does a better job getting retail into their token. I'm just being honest. Right now, because of the smear campaign, because of the lack of credibility with social media influencers with XRP, the fact of credibility is not there. And the way that the XRP audience reacts to everything, it keeps people away. It keeps people away. That's why I try to do unified community here, positivity over negativity, because if you keep people away, they're never going to be invested. They're always going to call it trash, yada, yada, yada. So Bitcoin is still within this bull flag, still within an inverted head and shoulders. We're still on the outside. And it's like with XRP, if this were to break down this, it's just you have the opposite reaction then. So left shoulder, head, right. I mean, if it breaks this, I'm not even worried if it comes down here. As we talked before, I wouldn't be worried until it breaks the inverted head. Now, if it breaks this bull flag, obviously, we're going to have to correct down. And if it doesn't break up, I mean, I think everybody's pretty clear what's going to happen. I mean, I don't even need to show everybody. We already know where our technical target is because it's already on there. Technical analysis should line up. And look, this support down here at 63,209, that's the target. So I have those on there so everybody can see. Even if I don't have the lines, you just have to look at the support areas. Now, it is still our technical target here, whether we want to admit it or not. When we held 60,690, our technical target by technical analysis should have come up to 73,768. That's where I'm very skeptical that this is actually going to break down. Even though we haven't broke out yet, we're on top back testing right now. And you can come all the way down to around 69,000 area, 69,500 to properly back test this. But we have to remember we're below the uptrending support, and this could very much be a bear trap. So I'm very anxious to see how this plays out. So that's Bitcoin, so just watch that. But we have to do some reading here. As unfortunate as it is, we have to do some reading. Anthony, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I greatly appreciate that. And happy Easter to you, my friend. Happy Easter to you, my friend. And thank you, everybody, for being here on this right before the holiday. Right before the holiday. And the resurrection of our Lord. Even though we don't know the exact date because we're not privy to it. Sometime in April. But, you know, as it is with the way we do things, we do it around Easter. Good Friday to Easter. DGB, which is a beautiful thing. It ended up breaking out here about almost 9% or 10% when it first started. Right now it's up about 7.8. FE4 Life, Acmatic Trade to Mine. You've seen this, thoughts. Thank you for the $2.99 donation. No, I haven't. Could you do a little more explaining for that for me? A little bit more detail? I have not heard of it, actually. Right now, though, T's in a reversal candle here, so this could have been just some built-up pressure here with DGB, unfortunately. The technical target, if it can break out true, it's got a big target here. It's only healthcare coin in the space. Huh. Are you... I'm reading what somebody else says. I think that's in relation to what the other person said. But yeah, right now DGB had a nice little breakout here. So we shouldn't have to worry about that drop, at least initially. But we have a technical target. Our first target's up at like 1.8, but a technical breakout, if this plays true, I mean, DGB could find itself around that 2 cent mark. 211. Traders are rewarded based off of amount of coin held and volume traded within a specific blockchain. Interesting. I'm going to have to get more information on that. If you want, feel free. I'm going to put my email in here. Feel free to send me an email with a little bit of info if you want to take time. If not, I completely understand it. But a lot of times, it's how I learn information. I'll have ones that, you know, can offer me, you know, like something that I don't understand or know further. So, and this goes for anybody. If you're looking to send me a chart, if you're looking to send me some other things, XRPH has no relation to XRP. If XRP's price goes down, it doesn't indicate at all XRP healthcare. As you've noticed, XRP's been in the dumps as it's come down from about 75 cents, and XRPH is gone during that time from 2.1 cents up and went up like 130% as XRP's cut 30%. So, no impact. That's something you can't base. That's a micro cap one. That might as well be talked about like a meme token, only because you can't predict it based on market fluctuation. It's in its own category, and that makes it a little bit scary at the same time as it makes it very interesting and intriguing. But strutregalia@gmail.com. I just put that in there. If you have a chart, and for the FE4, if you'd like to send me more information, I'd really appreciate it. And an unpopular opinion, Panos has started and confirmed by Ripple, moving large amounts of money doesn't mean higher XRP price. Only way to increase is by DeFi and builders. Any clarification on this? Oh, by moving large amounts of money, I mean, the large amounts of money, unfortunately for Ripple, it takes a large amount of money just to move the price by a penny. So I don't disagree with that. It's going to be by adoption. Adoption is the only way. Getting in, like you said, in the DeFi, but the ledger is where it's all going to be had. XRP is going to be make or break within the ledger. Yes, institutional investors will come in, but it is, for all intents and purposes, you're right about that. Money is not the only determining factor, but it certainly does help, because you can't have institutional investors without large amounts of money. No, the billion from escrow, to my knowledge, has not been dumped yet. I was actually looking around before the live. No news of that. But let's talk about this real quick. This is the scenario where Ripple may dump 3.1 billion tokens of XRP if the SEC were to get their way. And I don't think that this scenario has any possibility of playing out. But at the same time, being XRP future millionaire, it is within my due diligence and within my responsibility to talk about these when they come out. So this is the FUD and speculation today. USSC submitted its initial, and for clarity, I don't believe it's going to be anywhere near this. I don't even believe a settlement has been in the works. I think with what's going on, I think Ripple's going to take it to trial. That's just my personal opinion. AI vids, if XRP goes to 53 cents, how low can XRPH go? Thank you for the $1.99 donation, but I was just talking about that. I seen the question. I said, if XRP goes to 53 cents, it has no direct correlation on XRP healthcare. They are not, Ripple does not own XRP healthcare. And because it's what I call it a micro cap, because there's such a low circulating supply, it runs different than the market. Like I said, it might as well run like a meme token because there's no real way to pit it against Bitcoin or the market fluctuations. There's not. The fact that it offers different things within staking and user rewards, and the fact that it's dealing with like a digital pharmacy and like the digital storing of records and that kind of thing, and the market cap of token or the total supply of tokens is so low, I don't think it would have any actual direct correlation on the XRP going to 53. Like I was saying, when it was at 75, XRP healthcare was around 2 cents. XRP is now at like 61.9 cents. XRP healthcare is at almost 5 cents. There's no direct correlation. This is actually one that you'd be buying not because of XRP, the token. Oh yeah, if XRP's market cap went to 2.5 billion, that would be insane. Yeah, you're looking at a big surge. Big surge. I know, George, that's the thing. That's the thing, like, when I start looking at this, was the whole strategic setup of the XRP dumps and having it for a set amount of time because they knew at some point they were going to have a big fee to pay? Because it almost seems like to me they have a bunch of XRP stored for a reason that it doesn't meet the eye that it's just for the dumps. Otherwise, they wouldn't lock up 50 to 75% after every dump. See, that's what's... Are they locking up? Let's say there's a 1 billion dump and then they lock up 500 million. Does that mean that they're actually storing up for... So if 500 million out of the billion gets locked up, are these being locked up over time because they know they're going to be paying out something huge? Or is there some ulterior factor here? My speculation is they lock them back up so they can use it with the GSR trading bots and they can suppress the price. That's my own personal speculation. But, you know, that's just me. I'm not a financial advisor, so I really don't know anything, honestly. The SEC wants Ripple to remit over $1.95 billion in fines for violating securities laws. And then Ripple may liquidate over 3.12 billion XRP to raise the penalty of 1.95 billion. This is the devil's advocate if it all went to hell and the SEC gets its way. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, recently submitted the initial remedies brief proposed judgment and accompanying exhibits in the Ripple case. Meanwhile, the SEC's recent filing proposing judgment has sparked interest among crypto market participants. In particular, the regulator explicitly requested that the court mandate Ripple to remit $1,950,768,364 in fines and penalties for its breach of federal securities laws. We'll take a closer look at XRPH where it could dip. Obviously, anything that goes up 140% is going to dip. It's gone up 140% in like 10 days, maybe more. As per the SEC stipulation, Ripple must settle the $1.90 or 1.9 billion sum within 30 days, following the court's adoption and issuance the proposed judgment as the final ruling. If the court rules in favor of the SEC without Ripple appealing the decision, the payment company will be compelled to raise the $1.95 billion within 30 days of the final judgment. One potential avenue for Ripple to raise funds to meet the demand could be selling its XRP tokens, particularly those held in escrow. See, that's my speculation. Is there a reason why they have all these in escrow? It could be we don't know. But when you think about the staggering amount that's in escrow, it really makes you scratch your head a little bit here. As of March 24th, Ripple API data shows the firm held 40 billion, 100 million, 5 XRP in escrow wallets. Given the asset's prevailing market price of 62.5 cents, Ripple may liquidate 3.121 billion tokens to raise 1,950,000 and some change. Such a massive sell-off could have significant implications for the price of XRP, potentially causing its price to tank significantly. Besides, Ripple's monthly sale of XRP has been known to impact XRP's price, albeit slightly. It is important to note that this scenario is speculative. Julie, thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 badge. My significant other as well, sitting right here on the chair next to me, within 5 feet. So thank you, Julie, for continuing to be part of Tom's Army. You were my first member of Tom's Army as I linked your debit card to my account to make it look good when I first started, and my own. So, you know, I'm a member of Tom's Army too, XRP Future Millionaire, for almost 3 years now. Same with you, Julie. Yes, $9.99 a month indeed. Thank you for the 3-year anniversary. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. It is important to note that this scenario is speculative, pending the court's decision and any potential appeals by Ripple. Moreover, the company is set to file its opposition to the SEC's reply brief next month, aiming to challenge the proposed judgment. Yeah, so if anybody feels the need on my anniversary to join Tom's Army, I'd love to see it. Nobody's joined Tom's Army. But we have a lot of people in Tom's Army. I see a lot of month 1 badges, so I'm very happy about that. Or you can send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army as it's the end of the month. So I ask 1 time per month if you can, if you want to send a little donation, but that's not required. What I really need tonight is, I don't need it, I guess, because 136 people are watching, 134 likes. I was going to say, if you get that like button, it would help YouTube recommend the live, but you're all doing a fantastic job hitting the like button. So we're going to shift gears and talk about the U.S. court ruling impact on Ripple's XRP lawsuit. It's the ruling that was made on Coinbase. So we're going to talk about that, but I want to answer a question real quick about XRP Healthcare, where a pullback could be. Remember, I called the pullback before and we already had it. I called it. I didn't just call it. I called it to the nuts. Excuse my friends. This is one that as Gregory Manarino says, we stuck it to the wall. We stuck it to the wall. Because I said the retracement from up here, I told the audience, if you're going to buy, wait for the retracement. Wait for the retracement. And then I even showed how I could bounce out of here and then we could go up. It's exactly what's happening. So I didn't know it was going to come down here in this area the same day, but it did within a day or two. But that was the first chance. Now that it's breaking up, unfortunately, your next chance is going to be on this uptrend. Unless it breaks down. See, depending on what you're trying to do here, I understand it's a lot different buying it at 2.4 or 1.9 than it is at, you know, almost 5 cents here. But if I was saying where we're going to get a retracement, first opportunity was missed so far, only because we broke out. Next opportunity would be at an uptrend, on a retest of the uptrend, unless it breaks the uptrend. So your next real opportunity, if you're watching and we get a breakdown, ooh, wow, that's at 4 cents. I'll be damned. That means I'm not even going to get a better shot to buy myself. Every night I've gotten lucky here. Here it came down to 3.2. Here it came down to 3.6. That's not the pricing, though, on MEXC. This was the pricing on MEXC, so I got very lucky a couple nights ago. It came all the way back down here, so you never know the liquidity candle at 235. And this is where I loaded up for, I think it was 6,000 or 8,000. Then it came back down, hit a little bit there. I think this might have been 28, 29. So last night it came. Yeah, this was the drop last night. Into the early AM. That's when I did it, during that drop. Not that I wanted to buy it there, but it was the bottom of the uptrending or ascending formation. A breach and breakout of an ascending formation is bullish. These can be bearish reversals, but we had such a big clear here that we essentially, we got all of our money back. Everybody. So it already had it. It cleared this. Every gap that was made here on MEXC, it filled. Boom, 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 down, filled it all. There's nothing left there. There's no gaps all the way up now. We don't have a gap right now from right here in this zone. So can it come down? Yes. But when you don't leave gaps, see, rising channel comes back to the bottom. This is a perfect example we always talk about. Rising channels, when they break down, they come to the bottom. But what they don't tell you is you can have quick wicks that within an hour or two, pull back up, and then it's back to the pattern. See, that's a prototypical what they do, and that's why leverage hurts. That's why leverage hurts. Fortunately, like on MEXC, you can't leverage trade this. I don't know if it's available to leverage trade on any platform, but the fact that it's not available on MEXC makes me think that they don't have leverage trading as widely available for this token, which is good for liquidity purposes. You don't want that dead money floating around. So that's a good example. Boom. So now it's coming up, rose up. Now I suppose a back test of this formation could happen at 4-4. But I mean, at this point, you're waiting to see if you can get a rejection here if you're looking for a big down. But right now, it's looking very hot. This is looking steamy. And the fact it broke out of this is interesting. Yep. When it dumps would be the way to do it. It always dumps. Things always dump. They don't go up forever no matter how good it looks. XRP closes in 28 minutes. And right now, we're going to close above the key support right now. Like, as long as we can close above here at 616, the short-term expansion zone is open. Once you break below that, you're telling us we're coming back down to about 598. We know that. It's not even debatable if it comes back down there. And then the only other thing to pay attention to XRP is we're back below a very key pivot point here with the mid-tier support resistance of this damn handle. Anytime we're below the handle, we can have a drop as far as 18% to 50 cents below this mid-tier resistance / support. Anytime you're above it, you can have about an 18% move to the actual cup and handle resistance. See, this is still a very bullish setup because it's in a cup and handle. Very bullish. As I just got logged off. It might kick me back on if I do this right. We might have saved it, Julie. I would love to know if I was able to save this because it actually kicked me off short term.
Do you have the ascending wedge charted out anywhere?
With XRP? I have the rising channel that... Oh, I guess it's not... I don't know where this resistance went. But this is the... I have it charted a little bit different. I know you have the wedge from up here that could absolutely be forming. But this, I'm choosing to look at it in a couple different ways. So a short answer, not exactly. I have it in different parts. So, I mean, I have the descending structure that we're in. If you're talking about the all-time 77-month descending structure. But this is what I'm... This goes all the way back. It is on my radar. It's not that it's not. It's just I like to go through micromanaging it. But this is the overall look on my chart. But then when I go through different areas, just so that I can try to... I don't know how to put it exactly, but just so I can try to keep it micromanaged from any move it can make, you go all the way from January of 2018 all the way to here. Yeah, there isn't the ascending wedge. I just have it in an ascending triangle for the short term. I didn't put it into a wedge. I have it more like this. This is the short term ascending formation. Even though it's not really ascending, but the lows are. This is what I have for the immediate short term. This little formation right here. This is the immediate pattern I have right here. What we started. We had the breakup. Push back to support, resistance, support. So this is the short term one that I have it in. That's what I have. And then I have from down here, this structure, the ascending formation. So I've got it in different ways to capitalize or encapsulate what you're talking about. So I suppose you could say, Tom, you actually do have it within the way you have it. It's just kind of put out differently. That's why I was saying technically yes, but not in the way you're probably looking. And then even to further that point, we've got what I call the expansion zone back here. So, but yeah, it's finicky right now with XRP. But I want to finish what I have to talk about here very quickly because we're already running through a lot of time. I'm glad that we were able to save this, but a lot of people did leave because I had to reset. But I'm going to read this. And then I'm going to get going because it's Saturday. Me and Julie have stuff to do because we have a party here at our house tomorrow. But I'm blessed, honored, and privileged to be able to spend the time here with each of you and take this last shot together. Cheers. Thank you all so much. Salute. And then I'm going to read this because this has serious implications on XRP. Okay. So a recent court decision. So U.S. court ruling impact on Ripple's XRP lawsuit. What is this? Did my background end, Julie?
It just had an ad.
I think it finished. It was going to go to a different one. I started over. A recent decision of a U.S. court to rule against Coinbase has raised questions about its possible implications on the ongoing case of Ripple's XRP lawsuit. The court denied Coinbase's motion to dismiss a lawsuit against it filed by the SEC on the basis that the commission had provided sufficient information by the court to treat Coinbase as an exchange, broker, and clearing agency. See how YouTube did that to me, Julie? See how they ended it or they stopped it and then it forced people out? They do that a lot. I just admire the ones that found their way back. The SEC on the basis that the commission had provided sufficient information for the court to treat Coinbase as an exchange, broker, and clearing agency operating under federal laws. Charles Gasparino said, breaking, securities lawyers say Fed judge's ruling against Coinbase should be a warning to XRP holders that Judge Teresa's Ripple analysis is likely to be reversed by federal courts. The reason Judge Falia rejected Coinbase's contention that Torres's ruling supports its case to dismiss instead of Falia relied on Rakoff's analysis on Terraform, which also rejected the Torres analysis. Here's the ruling. So we can go into the order signifies the SEC's worries about the Coinbase staking practice and non-registered token sales as well. Interestingly, this opportunity demonstrates a transitional period where parties can now proceed to engage in the discovery stage, during which they can request documents from other party. After that, the judgment is expected to change and reverse the conclusion expressed that XRP is not a security. Legal experts warn that Judge Catherine Falia's rulings against Coinbase might provide an opportunity to re-examine Judge Annalisa Torres' earlier decision in the XRP case. The judge's upholding of Coinbase's stand against the citing of Judge Teresa's Ripple ruling, as far as precedent, demonstrates an accommodation of the adaptability of law in the digital assets landscape. Ripple could ease the terms of an early settlement with the SEC to help move uncertainties related to the direction of the case. Again, I just don't see what benefit a settlement has. So, but yeah, Charles Gasparino, the national news media, the narrative is definitely assaulting XRP. But I'm going to cut it there, everybody. Thank you all so much. Have a blessed evening. Have a safe Easter. I'll be back in the morning. I might be back later tonight. And thank you so much for spending the 3-year anniversary with me today. It's been an honor and a privilege. Pay attention to, oh my goodness. XRP Healthcare is continuing to rally, folks. Now we're up 20.47% today. Holy smokes. Can I ask a question? Is anybody staking with me? And Joshua, thank you. Wait a minute. I think it was Joshua who explained it step by step to me so I could explain it to the audience, how to do the staking. Brilliant guy here. Actually, Matt, too. Matt was one of the early ones who told me. Matt and Joshua, they both told me. No, Jason. It was Jason. Sorry, Jason, not Joshua. No offense, Joshua. But it was Jason and Mark. I mean, Jason and Matt. That's what it was. Jason and Matt. We're very early on that. Very early on the staking. Me too, Stanley. I am currently waiting. I wanted to buy some every day, but there was no reason for me to buy it right now when it's... I've got 41,000 plus tokens staked right now. And like some people are like, well, what does it actually come out to when you stake? And I actually did the math. I think it's pretty damn interesting. So if you take advantage of their platform, and it's right on their app, it's the exact same spot where you use the pharmacy card, so it's all in one place. Yep, I did all mine 6 months, Jason, but you have 1 year and 6 months. Excellent. Excellent. I'm going to try to compound it after 6 months, see where the price is at. So on 41,100 times 0.2. So they're going to give me in 8 months 8,220 tokens. So valued right now 8,222 tokens times 0.047, we'll say, is $386 worth of XRPH for staking it for 6 months. And this is different. This isn't like I'm staking it on an exchange. That's why I'm doing it. This is through their actual identifiable wallet. So it's a little different for me. And then it also keeps me from selling and staying in the accumulation phase. Me too, Stanley, me too, believe me. I've been buying it every single day for the last, well, where was that wick? When it was down at like 1.7. But I didn't get it at 1.7. I got it at 1.9 the very first purchase. So ever since it came down here on February 25th, and then it came back around, then it came down here to like 1.9. This is right here. Right here. End of February was the first purchase I made. And I was even, well, no. I was excited about telling Julie about it, though. This doesn't seem right. Oh, that's because that's... No, that is right, because this is the expansion zone. Right here. That's what I was going to say. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. Right here. March 17th. That was when I was going to say I didn't buy it way back there. This is the first. When it came down here and it touched just to confirm the expansion, I was all in. I bought 1.9, started buying it all in here up to 2.6, then even bought it at 2.8, then even bought it at, I think it was 3.2. So, but right now the average is somewhere between 2.6 and 2.8. I don't even know. I'll just say 2.8, and that's way overanalyzing it. But I like to overestimate. But I don't even care about what the average buy-in is because it's being staked and it's really early. Yes, MIOTA is. That's definitely a way to buy IOTA on different platforms. So, but yeah, so just watch this. It's a good way to watch this going into Easter. Technically, the long target's 621, but there are little mid-tier areas we could hit based on the current formation. And that would put us around 5.6 or 5.8. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and thank you all so much.